Hey, I'm Cadence Kidwell here at Fuzzy Goat in downtown Thomasville, Georgia, and it is super cold here. Oh my goodness. So I'm coming on early because tomorrow is a shorter day with some unusual hours, so I thought it's a little quiet right now in the store. I'm gonna sit down and have a little chat with you guys and show you my steeked sweater and tell you what has been keeping us super busy. So I guess I'll start with the super busy part. What we've been doing is getting ready for the sale, our big sale that we do right after Christmas. And in that case, I'm using the Royal We. Lots of effort getting this together. And Madeline has done an amazing job without any drama. It's just fabulous. And I will tell you, we have marked down over 2,000 items. It's nuts. Now, we did not have that much that was old in the store. So we brought in a lot of yarn for the sale. Lovely yarn. I'm going to show you just one of them right now. Well, it's one, but it's really kind of a pair. So this is Juniper Moon. This is cashmere and merino wool. And it's a Aran weight, which means it's a thick worsted, but you can see that chain. This is like a cloud. It feels like nothing. And so it is, you have 147 yards, and it comes in solids like these, and then it comes in what's called paints. So this is Juniper Moon 14. I know this is backwards, but 14, and then this is the 14 paints. And you could put two together if you wanted, like two different colors. Lots of them coordinate with each other, like these two. And you're thinking, well, what can I do with one? I'm telling you, it is so cold today. I wish I had, we have a link to the Sophie scarf pattern up there that Sherry put up, or knit up as this, actually it's not a sample, it's a gift and we get to borrow it for a while. So one ball of this cashmere would be so amazing around your neck and take care of that for you and just feel really great. And you got this really beautiful, colorful yarn. So that's going, let me tell you a little bit about teach you about the price. So it was, the paints was $32 and now it's $25.60. And you can make just the squishiest thing. So speaking of Sherry, she finished my sweater for me. This was the sweater, this is Sarah Dallas's blanket sweater, and it's made out of Madeline Tosh Vintage, which is a heavy worsted, which it's a cold day here, so it just feels warm and cozy. I had done the back and the two fronts, and Sherry finished the sleeves. And so just another plug for Sherry, and that each time she figures out what gauge the knitter was knitting at, and then she finishes it off in that gauge. She's just brilliant. So if you're feeling the stress of trying to get some things done at this time of the year, and no, Sherry won't be able to finish it for you by the 25th, but keep her in mind for any of those things that are looming over you. It's just really enjoyable to watch people just relax when they hand it over and go, oh my gosh, somebody can finish that for me. Yes, Sherry could do that. The other thing I thought I'd just sit here for a minute and talk about is my sweater. So we've done some posts this week on the steeking, on the cutting. It is now a cardigan. So it was a pullover at the beginning of the week, and I'm all tangled up in my knitting here. Here we go. This is Less Traveled Yarns Tweed Me. I just cannot wait to wear it. The pattern is Andrea Wrangle's Descent pullover, which is what she has for the fingering, but I used her hack for steeking to make it into a cardigan. So now I've picked up the button band. I've just got everything all cattywampus here. So now I've picked up the button band. So I've cut it in half. And there's my button band. And we've got a video, and I'll link to it here, when I cut it. It was very exciting. I have had some mishaps. Madeline has posted a picture of the inside. The inside of my sweater is not pretty. And I'm showing you this just so, like, you know, we can fix this. Why? You're so nervous about cutting it. It makes you nervous. The things, this should not have happened. This should not have started to unravel there like that. And it did it in a just these two places in the color work. And so I got out my needle and my thread. It is not pretty. I got out my needle, my thread, and I caught all the things. And I know why it happened, and I'll tell you why. But then I went ahead with it. It's not going to keep unraveling. And before I was a little on the fence about whether I was going to put some ribbon on the inside of my button band. And that's what I'm going to do when I'm all done, is I'm going to do that optional thing of putting ribbon down on the inside. It'll all be in there. It'll be fine. So some things that I've learned that I would do differently and why this happened, because these stitches down here in the solid are secure as heck. So this has been secured with my crochet edge. My stitch is picked up. I can give it a good tug. I would not tug like that up here. I can give it a good, not yet, I can give it a good tug. Nothing is happening. I know exactly what happened in here. I've used, they're both fingering weight yarns, but they're different thicknesses, right? They're made by different companies. They have different fiber content. They're a little bit different. I'm gonna see if I can get two of them and show it to you up close. So you can see how the white is thicker than the green. So when I'm doing that magic thing of securing the stitches here, and I'm up in this spot, sometimes it was really hard for me to see the green stitch, because you grab a leg from, you don't grab the same stitch, you grab a leg from either side so that you've got these two stitches that you put together, not this stitch and this stitch, but these two stitches go together. So sometimes my green, since it was small, would kind of hide underneath the white. That's what was happening. And so if I were to do it again, and I will do it again, I would use two yarns that are the same thickness. I would also, for my first, of course, it's not ever going to be my first steek sweater again, but if it's your first steek sweater, I would suggest probably not doing fingering for the first one. That would make it easier to see. And also the tweed added another challenge, because sometimes when I thought I had the white, I might have had a speck of the tweed. So those are some things that I would do differently. I'm gonna write this up and how I would do it if I was steeking my first sweater again. But even though the very thing that you guys all worry about, I worried about too, it falling apart, it did start to fall apart a little bit, and I got out my needle and thread, and I might need to go back in there some more, but I've caught it. And it's not, you know, because you're right up on there as you're picking up those stitches, and you can see things starting to happen, and you just kind of secure it, sew it back up. So I'm working on that button band. I might finish this side tonight. This is the easier side because there's no buttonholes. And that's what was kind of putting me off of putting a ribbon on the other side, because then that means I've got to cut space for the buttonholes to go in and secure that. This also wouldn't have happened if I had sewn it down instead of done the crochet method, but I was too lazy to get my machine out, and I know it needs to be serviced and all of that. So I just went ahead with the crocheted one and full speed ahead. But I'm super excited about how it turns out. I've got some sweet little buttons, vintage buttons I want to put on it. I can't wait to wear it. This is just really festive for this time of the year. I appreciate all you guys watching live, or if you're watching the replay instead of our regular time. It's just nice to kind of sit down for a moment in a cozy sweater, talk about cozy projects, cozy yarn. We hope you guys are having a great end of the year. We will be back again with lots of videos to show you with our twice a year clear out sale up to 75%. It's going to happen the day after Christmas, and we can't wait to share with you all these great deals. Merry, happy holidays.